He said, I'm a vegetarian, but my partner isn't. And they live together. And the conflict of when his partner is cooking meat and it's bothering him and what to do. So, first of all, this problem exists in things more than what we eat. But I'm going to come back to vegetarianism in any case because it's important. But this could be said about, for example, what type of TV we watch. My partner likes to watch, things that are very, very violent, or even things that I feel are bordering on pornography, and that upsets me. Or, it could expand into so many different ways. And here's the dilemma. The dilemma is that we really can't change another human being until and unless they want to be changed. But so many of us in our relationships hold change as an essential stipulation for us to keep loving them. But what we want is not just behavior modification. We actually want someone to change because deep inside them they believe that it's important. And so, for example, if your partner finally, after much fighting, agreed to not eat meat in the house, but nonetheless kept eating meat wherever he went outside, I imagine it would make your living situation a little bit easier, but it wouldn't make you feel better inside because he hasn't actually changed. And when it's something that's as deep as a choice that we make from a moral and spiritual perspective, so it's not just a matter of, how do you wash the dishes, how do you load the dishwasher, how do you make the bed, what type of music we listen to, but actually something that we are deciding from a deep core values-based place. We want the person to have the same values. And the problem is you cannot give someone an injection of values. You cannot get them to change theirs unless they realize something and automatically change. The best that you can get is behavior modification. But that's not really what we want. We really want them to change on the inside. And you can't do it. And so all you can do in all of these circumstances is live your truth. Live it, embody it. Don't try to shove it down people's throats. I know when I was a teenager and I first became a vegetarian, my friends used to call me a vegetarist because we would go out to eat and they would order some meat-based dish. And as they would eat it, I would say things like, "Ow, Mom, he's eating my foot. Ow, Mom, that's my arm. Ow, ow." And I became utterly impossible in their mind to go anywhere with. I was on sort of a 15-year-old with a soapbox mission. But despite the ardent commitment to my truth, I didn't convert even one person. Not one person gave up eating meat because I would moan and scream and cry when they were, eating a hamburger. They did give up inviting me to go out to dinner with them. But I didn't actually change anybody. And this is where you have to realize, okay, so that's not the right approach. How can I just live my truth in such a way that I become a magnet of truth. People are attracted to the truth as a magnet. And when you have found truth, live it, exude it, it will attract people. It may not change your partner. And in our relationships, certainly the ones that we choose, not the ones we're born into, but the ones we choose, we absolutely have a right in our own minds and hearts to decide what things we are prepared to live with, to compromise on, and what things we aren't. And that's individual. There's no right answer or wrong answer. But the only thing that doesn't work is to say, okay, I'll have this relationship as long as you change. Because those don't work, sadly. And so when we have this situation, you need to really ask yourself, am I prepared to be in a relationship with someone, not just who eats meat, but someone for whom all of the reasons not to eat meat. It's not like I'm on a diet and my partner isn't on a diet and keeps eating chocolate cake in front of me. Okay, might be annoying, might even border on obnoxious, but there isn't a value and ethic and truth in eating or not eating chocolate cake. He or she may be compassionate to me and refrain from eating it in front of me not to tempt me. But them eating it doesn't have to do with a value or moral core decision. Whereas vegetarianism does. And so when it's this type of situation, comes up also with issues with regard to alcoholism, drug addiction, I mean so many other choices in life, is a relationship with someone for whom all of the moral, ethical, environmental reasons to be a vegetarian not enough? Who actually can make a choice to engage in a behavior that is wreaking such misery upon our planet? Not just on the animal they're eating, but literally on the planet. I mean, animal agriculture, the livestock industry, is, by UN statistics, the single greatest contributor to climate change. So it's not about the individual cow or pig or chicken we're eating. We're talking about world hunger. We're talking about water shortages. We're talking about Amazon rainforest getting deforested to graze the cows who become hamburgers. So before you give up on him entirely, you may want to share this information. So this is then a choice that you have to make. But my suggestion would be, once you make the choice of either I'm in or I'm out, if you choose I'm in, don't keep trying to change him. Because it's not going to make him a vegetarian, and all it's going to do is make you lose the relationship. So if you decide, even if he's not going to change, I'm still in, then be in with an acceptance of the fact that he doesn't hold those moral values. Doesn't mean he's not lovable. I'm sure he must be very lovable. So he may have a lot of other beautiful, wonderful characteristics, and focus on those instead. But first make that conscious decision. And this is true again in all of our relationships. We get to choose what for me is non-negotiable. There isn't a right answer. Each of us gets to choose. But if we decide I'm in, then be all in. And stop trying to change your loved one. If they're engaging in a non-negotiable behavior, you have the freedom to walk out. But to stay in the relationship and keep trying unsuccessfully to change someone, A doesn't usually work and B leads to usually nothing but misery. But you should keep living your truth. And who knows, if not today, if you decide I'm in anyway, maybe a few months down the line, maybe a year down the line, who knows? People sometimes come in when you stop pushing. When you can simply create the space for them to both be who they are, where they are, and also a space for them to make a new, different decision. But that's not because you're forcing it.